Today, we're kicking it old school, which means thousands of dollars of computer, video, and audio equipment. That's right, remote ChillPoint. It's it's the heritage version of ChillPoint, which is weirdly involves a lot more equipment than the version where we all just hang out in the same room and talk to each other.
Yeah. Is that what we're on the old school style ChillPoint though, because I am sick. So that has sort of put a wrench in other plans. And I appreciate being offered the chance to do it remote because it's I still get to be included even though I can't come into the office.
Well, luckily, remote streams are something that we've had some time to refine over the last couple of years. So, yay!
Yeah. Oh, hey, somebody said bonus cat. Speaking of bonus cat, I literally just saw a tail behind me. And again.
Is there a cat attached to the tail?
We hope
maybe it was a ghost.
Oh, cat ghost.
And again. I doubt Cavern followed us to our new place, but you never know.
No Heather reaching through Paul's head to give Beach a good clip around the ear. Well, I mean, I can still do it. You just can't see it. My arms do stretch that long. I guess I need to go this way, really.
Wait, hold on. Wait, no.
Right?
Why can't I figure this out?
You had it right. Oh, no. Anyway. Hey, everybody. Welcome to ChillPoint, show where we talk about the week's gaming news. This week, we weren't able to do a normal episode of CheckPoint, so we're going to have to talk about all of the week's gaming news today, which, to be honest, we do on ChillPoint anyway, so it's not like that big a difference. It's just you get the hot takes directly from the fire hose of our brains instead of the version that's like been refined and made funny by careful writing.
Idea, but we'll still be funny, maybe.
Yeah. I've always thought that what I need is less filters and more off-the-cuff hot takes. I think that really improves things.
Yeah. All right. So starting with, I guess I'll just run down what I've got here. The Team Fortress 2, which we haven't mentioned on CheckPoint in a long time because there hasn't been any news about it.
It's the hat game, right?
Yeah. And there hasn't been any news about it to the extent that the Team Fortress 2 official Twitter account has not actually tweeted anything for like 2 years. Until today, when they tweeted, TF2 community, we hear you. We love this game. We know you do too. We see how large this issue has become and are working to improve things. I like that they didn't actually say what the issue was in the tweet, but the issue is bots in TF2 have apparently rendered the game unplayable in certain circumstances. There was a source code leak for TF2 back in 2020. And people are saying that that's possibly what happened is that because they had access to the source code, people making bots had insight into how to make them worse and more terrible.
And so, this happened at the beginning of 2020, which means everyone suddenly had a bunch of time to learn how to make bots.
Mm. So there's stuff like, obviously there's like aim bots and stuff that people are just like boom, 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 kill everybody thing. But there's also like people have set up bots to do dumb things like there'll be like a game starting and people joining like the lobby, and a whole bunch of bots will join the lobby so that there are more bots in the lobby than people. And then all the bots in the lobby will vote all the people out of the lobby. like just
you don't even get a chance to play.
Yeah, just to be dicks.
Good grief!
I don't need those kinds of bots.
Yeah, they'll just vote kick all the other people in the lobby. Anyway, so there was a big.
Oh wait,
protest.
hold on. I have some
yeah.
quips.
Go ahead,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, we're not done. I have some TF2 quips.
All right, go ahead.
Some might call TF2 the progenitor of NFTs because of the hat trading and stuff like that. Right? They were trading non-fungible toques before before it was
Before it was
corrupted.
Cool.
Non-fungible trilbies.
Yes. And I love the blithe description, not unlike one of an app update, where it's like we're just tuning things under the hood to make things better. Secretly reads installing spyware on your phone.
Well, I mean, TF2 in the context of NFTs, actually, TF2 is great because it's a perfect example of these guys have been doing it for 15 years. It doesn't need NFTs. You could just sell things, and there's like a whole market. Anyway,
15 years.
Well, the game has been available for 15 years. I don't know if the hat market has been going for that whole time.
I just felt my soul leave my body, Paul.
Don't learn how old any gaming franchise is. They're all definitely older than you think.
So anyway, they've had this this earlier this week. There was this big Save TF2 campaign where fans went on Reddit and Twitter and started started like posting all sorts of memes and comics, jokes, memories about like how much they enjoyed the game.
Wait. So they want us to save the game from the robots. Is this like exactly like the precursor to how robot invasions are going to work? We're going to see it happen in video games first.
Yeah. It's the bots first will go into TF2 and then they'll go from TF2 to everywhere else, I guess. TF2 is the perfect training ground for evil bots. I mean, they've already worked out democracy to vote everybody else out of the lobbies. Oh no.
We don't need robots to ruin democracy. We've done that ourselves.
So one fan actually dressed up as a TF2 character and brought us like a Save TF sign to the Valve offices. Unfortunately, they dressed up as a spy, and like the spy character wears a balaclava, so like that might not have been the best outfit to dress up to if you're gonna like come in unannounced to somebody's place of work.
No.
So they got removed.
Jesus.
Anyway, so the Team Fortress team hasn't actually like given any details about what they're going to do, but they ended their 2-year silence on the Twitter account to be, we have heard you. We will try to improve things. So
it's not fixed, but they're working on it.
Yeah. All right. Jurassic World Evolution 2. Jurassic World Evolution 2, yes. Which Jurassic World...
This time with more claws.
I mean, yeah. Jurassic World Evolution is the one where you're like in charge of a Jurassic Park. And it's like it's kind of like a sim game, except instead of building like a roller coaster, you're building a Jurassic Park thing. And the dinosaurs definitely will not escape, even though they will definitely escape because they always escape.
Yeah.
That's what they've added to the second game is locking enclosures.
The game just starts with a, are you sure this is a good idea? And when you say no, it's like you're right and shuts down.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. Hey, you know what roller coasters don't do? Go on a rampage and kill all your people.
Well,
that's small thinking, Paul.
I've seen Let's Play It Out.
That's true.
Those roller coasters can do a lot of damage.
So anyway, so this is obviously tying in with Jurassic World Dominion, which is the new Jurassic Park movie that's opening up.
Wait, we're
in
getting another
June.
Jurassic Park movie?
Yeah. Or they're
Oh.
Jurassic.
Like
Well, they're
6
Jurassic
already?
World now because the park is long gone. They're
took over
like
the planet.
everywhere
Oh, no.
now. Yeah, I don't know what the whole deal is. Anyway, there's and Dominion. They're adding a bunch of new monsters, new dinosaurs and stuff. The main reason why I marked this story is the awesome line of one of the dinosaurs that they are going to be putting into Jurassic World Evolution is they're like because the movie's director said we want to have a dinosaur that felt like the Joker. It just wants to watch the world burn.
What? What?
So it's like that emu from those TikToks.
Yeah, it's just a dinosaur that's just like I mean, dinosaurs are not the most pleasant to hang out with anyway. So like a dinosaur that's also like just a straight misanthrope that like all the other dinosaurs are like, that guy is messed up. We don't mess with that guy.
Does he wear shades and he like has a lighter?
It's like, I have claws the size of a man's head, but I don't mess with that guy. That guy is
Jeez.
messed up. So anyway, so you can add one of those to your your park in Jurassic World Evolution 2, because the idea of breeding dinosaurs that are scarier and scarier is always a great idea.
What is it? There's that meme of a picture that's just like, I've already made bad choices, so let's see how far we can go.
Yeah.
Jeez. Why don't obviously it wouldn't be a very exciting movie, but at no point in any of the planning and the cloning and the growing of the dinosaurs did no one say, "Hey, maybe we should only have the dinosaurs that eat plants."
Well,
right?
In the original Jurassic Park, that was like, they bring in the paleontologists and they're like, this is the most look, they're moving in herds. This is the most amazing thing you've ever, all these, the brontosaurus and the triceratops, all this stuff. And they're like, and here's the triceratops pen, and the paleontologists are like, wait, what? You made a Tyrannosaurus? What the hell are you like?
What's wrong with you?
It's like, that would have been great. Anyway.
Yeah, let's not forget that original movie also decided that their best thing was to not make all of the dinosaurs the same gender so they couldn't reproduce, but made them from like a frog DNA where the frogs will become the other gender in order to reproduce. And that was their logic of like why the dinosaurs kept happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
apparently Komodo dragons can do that as well, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, in other potentially equally dangerous content being added to a video game, The Sims 4 is going to be getting a froggy chair.
I saw. It's the froggy chair we have at home. Actually, it looks pretty nice.
Do we have a picture we can show?
Yeah, it's like a camping chair. So there's question about like, is this an independently arrived at froggy chair? Is this just copying here's the froggy chair. Is this just copying the froggy chair from Animal Crossing? Is this a case of, independent evolution or whatever?
You might be improving it. Like, it's got cup holders.
It's true.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely inspired by Animal Crossing, but I saw in the screenshots on this article that there's like a bear chair and like other animal themed chairs, so they can be like, look, it's just animal chairs because they're cute.
Plausible.
Just know that people really like frog chairs.
Yeah,
for some reason.
I see this as more of a we went and looked at what furniture already actually exists in the real world, because like kids camping chairs looking like animals does not seem like a stretch. But this article comes out because the frog chair thing became such a meme.
So I wonder if there's actually like the steps removed, because like the frog chair in Animal Crossing, super popular. I've seen ads, or I've seen things of those, like there are like real life froggy chairs that
But
people
not
have
made of real
made.
frogs. I wanna
No,
point
no,
that out.
but real life chairs that look like the chair from Animal Crossing.
Mhm.
And so I wonder if it's like Animal Crossing to real life chair, and then Sims goes, "Oh, this real life chair is popular. Let's make a chair in our game that's that." So it's like several steps removed from the original. Anyway, it's weird. The expansion is not animal chairs. The expansion is there's like a whole camping thing, and so the idea is it's like you can go camping, and so it's like a camping type froggy chair.
I mean, it has. They mentioned that you can put up string lights, which is also an item in Animal Crossing. So I don't know how deep this well goes.
I feel like Animal Crossing doesn't have a patent on string lights.
Yes, no, they do now,
they
Paul.
didn't come up with string lights.
Oh, no, that's-
Animal Crossing was so popular that it has infected everything.
It is
whether you believe it or not.
retroactively now a thing from Animal Crossing.
I was gonna say basic white lady home lifestyle influencers might actually have a patent on string lights.
Yeah. Certain types of indie acoustic music.
And we eventually did get the froggy chair in Animal Crossing, though, didn't we? And it has like 6 different colors now.
Yeah, it's in Happy Home Designer, I think. I haven't unlocked it yet, but according to the article, it says it came out in November 2021, or Happy Home Paradise.
There's different colors of froggy chair now.
Well, yeah, because Animal Crossing's the newest version of Animal Crossing really focused in on making the same item in a variety of different colors, because it has a crafting system now. So yes, there's more than one color of froggy chair. There's 6.
Nice.
So pink, blue, white, black, yellow,
and green.
I don't know if those are the right colors. That's just my guess.
Is the color palette that you can make things in the same so that it all like matches everything else? Is that like a thing that Animal Crossing is like? You can have any chair in pink or any chair in blue.
No, not really. There's sets of stuff that can kind of match.
Yeah,
but not like every chair can be these 6 colors.
Yeah, and some chair might be like 6 colors, and another chair might be 6 different colors, right? You know what I mean?
Or 2 colors.
Yeah.
So it's just as frustrating as shopping for things in real life. You're like, why is this a different color? Why IKEA? Why don't these two things work together?
Yes. You've nailed it.
Fortnite is a game that we talk about quite often. But they're going to be having their end of season event. This is Chapter 3, Season 2. And so...
so like Season 55.
Yeah, they'll be ending Chapter 3 with an event called Collision. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's going to be bad.
Didn't they blow up Fortnite once? Are they going to blow it up again?
I'm pretty sure the Fortnite Island has been blown up like a few times already. Because they keep...
Is Fortnite as popular as it used to be? Do people still care, or if it was just me who stopped caring?
It's younger people who care, especially over the pandemic, because it's a free-to-play game with a chat system within it. So it's very easy for this to be a game for people to hang out with their friends on.
Okay, so this is like, if I was 12, I would be all into this. But I don't hang around with people who aren't adults, who aren't my child, to be honest with you. So that makes sense. Okay, good. Continue on, tweens.
Yeah. You're too old. Penelope's too young. It's in that section. but as Fortnite does do these end of season or end of chapter events are actually kind of cool. Like they're usually a big like sort of semi-scripted thing where you have to like do a bunch of stuff, and you get like like you can't just redo it over and over again. You get like one shot at it or one go at it. So that should be cool. And then who knows what characters can show up in like I mean we've talked about this before, but like literally if you told me any character from any TV show, movie, video game, book, real life people, any person, any character, any object, anything, if you told me that was coming to Fortnite, I would believe you. I have no way of knowing what's true and what's not for Fortnite.
What if somebody told you that Loading Ready Run was coming to Fortnite?
I would believe you.
I mean, I'd be a little suspicious. I'd have to figure out who to be mad at. Am I mad at somebody who's stolen my likeness to put in a video game without my consent, or am I mad at somebody who didn't inform me that I was supposed to know?
I feel like we'd be mad at Beige until we found out how much money he got for signing that contract, and then we'd be like, yeah, sell it out.
I mean,
I assume Beige wouldn't sell us out for a pittance.
Well, not to Fortnite. If it was a Nintendo property, maybe.
I mean, there are a bunch of streamers in
he would.
In Fortnite, definitely. So.
There's still a chance then. That's what the kids nowadays love. The 12-year-olds are really into people in their late 30s.
There's so many of us, though. I think we should really just be in like a sports game that's like soccer or something, where the number of people we have working for us makes sense.
We could be like a shit baseball team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but then they might want to actually put our actual like stats into the game. That would be bad.
I didn't say we'd be a popular choice to play.
That's true. The average height of the Loading Ready Run crew would have serious implications for the hitbox. It would be like playing Baron Samedi on GoldenEye 64. It's just like not a good idea.
Well, that would just make me and Heather the most popular characters then, with our normal size hitboxes.
Also, we'd probably have the sneakiest tactics.
That's true. Heather's OP, please nerf. We say that a lot in real life anyhow, so.
You don't want to nerf me in real life. I get so much done.
I know. No.
There's another Jurassic Park game coming out. Jurassic World game coming out. That is completely unrelated to the other. It's like they're promoting a movie that's going to be coming out to a huge multinational thing. And what I like about this, it's called Jurassic World Primal Ops. It's a mobile game.
Why does it look like XCOM?
iOS and Android. It's got a little bit of like a XCOM-y feel to it. It's a top-down, although I don't think it's turn-based. But it's like a top-down thing where you like run around. But what's cool is you run around with dinosaur. You're dinosaur. You're like a dinosaur trainer guy, and so you're like there's like you and you can like choose your loadout of like choose which dinosaurs you want to take with you on a mission. Be like you Triceratops and Velociraptor and Brontosaurus, come with me on this mission. We're going to infiltrate the enemy base, I guess.
Why would you take anything other than like 6 velociraptors? Like, let's be honest.
Brontosaurus, you stand outside and we'll all climb up your back and jump over the fence.
Oh, that's true, actually. Okay.
And can I get this as a heist game where we're not supposed to get caught, but I have to take 5 large dinosaurs with me?
Yeah. Make sure everyone wears your black clothes.
Hold still, hold still. I'm trying to put a turtleneck on a velociraptor.
That sounds like an old a saying, Man, this is like putting a turtleneck on a velociraptor. It's old folksy Jurassic Park saying.
Kushoki in chat, or Kusinoki says in chat, like Honey Heist, but dinos instead of bears. That could be an amazing like one session game.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Just you are dinosaurs. You are trying to get out of Jurassic Park.
I actually kind of like that idea.
Jailbreak.
A jailbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, and every iteration of the game, there's like there's like the DM rolls for what stupid way the park has like compromised its security this time.
Yeah. Oh, exclusive TikTok preview weekend.
That would be who was the person who did the guy who did Honey Heist has done like a bunch of or maybe there's a couple people, but they've done like a bunch of the like sort of one page games. Anyway. So we probably know who would win in a fight between a velociraptor and a person. But what about
I hope so.
But what about a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle versus, say, Chun-Li? Who would win in that fight? Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle versus Ryu?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Oh, Ryu, because he can launch Hadouken.
Turtles have a very are enclosed in a shell.
That's true.
Because
they could deflect it.
For some reason, like I'm pretty sure this has never actually happened in TV shows or video games, but for whatever reason, there is Playmates Toys is releasing a set of Street Fighter versus TMNT characters. They come in like a 2-pack of Ryu and Leonardo, Chun-Li and Michelangelo, Guile and Raphael, and Ken and Donatello. I don't know why Ken gets... it's like Ken is the brainy of the Street Fighters, I guess.
I feel like they ran out of turtles that matched.
Do you think that there is just a mix-up at the toy factory and they're like, wait, no, we can work with this?
It's like,
We put all the Street Fighter and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys mixed together. It's fine.
Wait,
it's fine. Nerds will buy anything. Slap some marketing on there.
They're like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are from Street Fighter, right? Yeah, wait, no.
Oh, fuck.
They fight in the sewers, so maybe. How would you know?
So yeah, I don't. They're highly posable with multiple points. Like they're like original special. They're like special posable in their like fighting stances and stuff too. They aren't just like a random action figure. So they're authentically detailed and decorated as seen in the Street Fighter 2 video game. Street Fighter, the Street Fighter versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is packed out in 80s video game console shaped window box packaging. For some reason, authentically detailed, I find as an odd turn of phrase.
Well, as opposed to what? As opposed to lackadaisically detailed, like averagely detailed, abstractly detailed, like.
Oh, I know. I think figure done in an abstract art style might be really funny.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling bootlegs now?
Yeah.
I
like fraudulently detailed. Sorry, Paul.
In particular, this Michelangelo versus Chun-Li. Michelangelo seems too happy for a guy who's about to get his face kicked in repeatedly.
Based on that graphic, I'm going to say that they better rescind the term authentically detailed. Like, I think that looks pretty crappy, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm. I'm gonna change my mind and say the Street Fighter characters can beat up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters because they were cowards to not make a Venus de Milo action figure.
That's true. That's like she's from the new TV show, right?
The TV series, the live action TV series.
Yeah, she's the she's the girl turtle with the pink sash. We take what victories we can get.
You know, it's about that time when they started adding girls in occasionally as a token character.
Okay, I would like to say I am annoyed that her name is Venus de Milo because Venus de Milo is a piece of artwork, and all of the other Ninja Turtles are named after Renaissance artists, and there are prominent female Renaissance artists. Like I believe, what's her name? I can't believe I'm blanking on this. I blame myself being sick, but it's like her name was like Genticelli or something like that. She's an Italian Renaissance artist who was trained by her dad and like went on to way exceed him in every manner of like success and like skill and stuff like that. Yeah, Julia Mon's got my back. Thanks, University Challenge, for teaching me all about that lady this year. Yeah, Artemisia Gentileschi. Why couldn't they have named her Artemisia?
It's a pretty sweet name, actually.
Yeah.
Also, the original turtles were named after the Renaissance painters because Splinter's master was into that, and so Splinter had like a book that had all the names and stuff in it. But like, if Venus came later, why would she also be like? Did Splinter also name her anyway?
I'm not sure. I can't really remember. I remember watching that series. I don't remember actual details out of it in terms of like origin stories and stuff.
Wait
It's
a
more like she
minute.
just showed up one day and then a bunch of them tripped over their feet trying to impress her because I guess maybe they didn't have a reporter lady anymore.
Just a second. This show about 6-foot tall Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is lacking in reality. My suspension of disbelief is out the window. So we've talked a little bit about PlayStation, then Sony's new PlayStation Plus stuff. Mostly around it being unnecessarily complicated in terms of what you get on different tiers and things. But the story this week was now that some stuff has actually come out, they've got this whole like PlayStation Classics thing, right, where you can get a bunch of games from for original PlayStation and stuff, which of course were originally came out for old TVs and things, and it's an old they are the old classic versions that are being updated and released for a new the new console and the new system. So can you guess what they did wrong?
Oh, is this that like Hertz thing?
They used the PAL version because they always do this. They used the PAL version of the games and then they released them in North America. And the PAL version runs at a different frame rate than the North American version. So when they convert it, it runs slow.
Yeah, it's a refresh rate of 50 hertz with 25 frames per second, whereas NTSC is supposed to be 60 hertz and 30 frames per second.
Yeah, well, 29.95 or whatever. But so basically every second it's 4 frames slower.
I mean,
which
would
is,
this not? Oh, sorry.
Like
Go
it's
ahead.
fine if you're on a PAL TV that's displaying it like that, but if yeah.
I mean, would this not be because they were this was almost certainly done in Japan and they were using the Japanese versions, which are PAL, right? Because it's like North America that's NTSC.
I think PAL is European.
I'm pretty sure. Like, so this is something that I know from being a kid because when I lived in New Zealand, we had like VHS tapes because it was the late '80s when we moved to Canada, and the VHS tapes we had were PAL, and they didn't work on the new VCR we got, right? So,
It's
and I'm pretty sure that basically anything, at least when I was a kid, sort of late 80s, early 90s, down there, you just used everything just came from Japan, right? You get Japanese cars and Japanese electronics and stuff because it was much closer. So I'm pretty sure that Japan is on PAL, but maybe I'm wrong. PAL is European and Australia.
yeah.
And yes.
What I'm seeing on the internet is Japan is NTSC.
Oh, well, then in that case, they've got no excuse.
Yeah, it's based on what.
Why are they using the PAL versions then? I guess somebody in Europe did it.
Yeah, there's various. Sometimes there's reasons for it. Like sometimes the PAL versions are a little bit different, or like they have the translations or whatever. The issue comes in when you use the PAL version, but then you try to spread it out to the entire world, and it messes up. Anyway, what's frustrating about this is almost every time a retro thing is released, like when they release like when they released those like little mini consoles that plug directly into your TV and had like 30 games on them and stuff. It seems like that happens for some games all the time, and it's extremely frustrating that it's like, come on, why can't we get this right?
Oh my god. Okay, so hold on. Somebody in chat says half of Japan is on, this is Lord Zorano says half of Japan is on 50 hertz and the other half is 60 hertz. Is that seriously the case?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, Japan has a very weird power grid. It's, yeah.
Interesting. So, and Kavana says PAL in Malaysia.
For annoying historical reasons. Anyway, I mean, the NTSC PAL thing is one of those, it's one of those mini standards where it's like, it doesn't matter which one we choose, but the world would be so much better if we all chose one thing.
Yeah, I mean, usually a system, the like an emulator or whatever thing, don't other companies generally just have both versions? So depending on the region you're in, you end up playing the version that is compatible with the monitors that you're using.
Yeah, well, and I mean, and then sort of now it's all about how the emulation works, because like now, of course, everyone is on like, digital TVs that are not running at 30 frames a second. So it's an odd, like the translations is odd anyway, but anyway, it's there's a big thing in the speedrunning community because that where often for speedruns they have to track the different games separately, because like for instance, like Mario Kart runs a little bit slower. The PAL version runs a little bit slower, so it's actually like it's a little bit easier because you have more time to better reaction time. And like the actual like internal clock of the game runs slightly slower. It's really weird. Anyway,
that's bizarre.
Take-Two is buying Zynga.
Wait, Zynga's being sold again?
Bazinga, yeah.
What? Tazinga.
I believe. We did a story about Zynga being bought like not that long ago, a couple of years ago.
A year
now.
ago?
Yeah.
Something?
And we had to do a big thing about it being like, why is Zynga being bought for X billion dollars when they make Farmville? Who cares about Farmville? But no, Zynga makes like a ton of stuff, and they own a bunch of subsidiary companies that make a ton of mobile games and things.
Yeah, I think Take-Two basically bought them so they could sort of increase their presence in mobile. Because I think that's basically where Zynga has moved into. It's not just I don't think games on Facebook is really a thing anymore. I have not used Facebook in years. I technically still have a Facebook account, but I don't remember my password and I haven't logged in.
Oh, I deleted mine.
I should delete mine, but I don't want to give them the satisfaction of me even going back to the website.
Oh, that's fair.
But this is apparently the second. So after the Microsoft Activision acquisition, which hasn't technically gone through yet.
No, it's being investigated.
Yeah. This is the second biggest acquisition in video game history anyway. $12.7 billion.
It's a lot of money for cabbages.
A lot of money for cabbages.
But I think actually Zynga's like biggest property right now is like CSR Racing, which is like the biggest mobile racing game, or it's like CSR Racing 2 or something, which is not something I think Zynga developed initially. Maybe it did. I don't know. I'm just struggling to remember back to the heady days of 2011, 2012 when I actually reported on these things. Did you know I've been to well, I don't think they're there anymore, but I went to Zynga headquarters once in San Francisco.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got to see the weird dog logo right on the thing.
Yep. Yeah. It was as wasteful and bubblicious as the whole scene would suggest to you.
Because I mean, we did that story last week about we talked about last week about Take-Two's whole like core games versus semi-core games versus other games and stuff. That they're going to be making something like 30 or 40 games over the next 2 years. They're going to be releasing, some of which are not going to be remakes and sequels.
Yeah, only 8 of them were going to be remakes or something like that, which is like honestly like wow.
So maybe some of the other games are going to be coming from Zynga, I guess. Freezer pops. There are other interpretations of those two words.
I had no idea.
I haven't had a freezy in a long time.
Yeah, so freezer pops.
These freezies aren't for us, Heather.
I cut I have to always cut
the
plastic down because otherwise it wrecks my mouth.
So freezer pops are tasty frozen treats, but could also refer to the very burly men who are shirtless and selling those frozen tasty treats on the beach in a game that's coming out for Switch on May 27th. So today, it's a game called Freezer Pops, $10. I mean, it's not made by the same people. Definitely has a Dream Daddy vibe to it.
Okay,
yeah, I think the pops here are the daddies, right?
Well, you see, that's the double entendre.
Yeah, it's gay dating and entrepreneurship is how they advertise it. Like
they're still selling actual freezer pops on the beach.
Yeah. Experience a narrative about entrepreneurship and gay dating. Meet hunky guys and other interesting characters who aren't hunky. Help Alexander dominate the Freezer Pops competition. Make key decisions to determine which routes and endings you'll see. Enjoy more than 100 unique CG scenes.
Speaking of dating games that have come out today, Arcade Spirits 2 is out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually just this morning.
Yeah, it's not necessarily, I can't speak to the amount of freezy based content in the game, but like there's definitely some. And Graham and Jacob have a role in that game.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, Graham plays a character called Ben. I remember that much. I forgot who Jacob plays.
That's just
his
unnecessarily
husband.
Confusing. Is this
just because we know 2 Bens doesn't mean the rest of the world does.
Are they reprising?
We
their
know
role
so many more than 2 Bens.
Are they reprising?
Sometimes I forget that Wheeler's name is actually Ben.
They were in Arcade Spirits 1 as well, weren't they? And this is reprising the role?
Yes, they are reprising their roles as I don't think they're running I think the cafe has expanded. I'm scratching my mind and it's fuzzy because I'm sick. So I apologize for forgetting things like Artemisia Genticelli's name and whatever is happening in Arcade Spirits 2, but that's out too. That's not, I mean, it's technically newsworthy, but I'm mostly just giving it a plug.
I know I know a number of streamers got preview copies and have been streaming the game over the last couple of days. So like if you're unsure if that's a game for you, there's plenty of gameplay probably out there to find out.
In the realm of a thing that I just think is cool, a person has made something they call the Tiny Tendo, which looks on its surface like a NES, just like a Game Boy, I should say. Except here, let me
Yeah,
like
the
a
pictures.
screen capture here. Here we go. Okay, so looks like a little sort of a fat Game Boy, but is in fact a Nintendo, and it's none of this fancy pantsy like analog pocket or something where like you get put like a Raspberry Pi inside a case and emulate all the Nintendo games. It actually has all the chips from a real Nintendo, like all the stuff, all the hardware to run the game is actually from a real Nintendo.
Yeah, they like literally like cut down like the chips and like just figured out where you could just all the bits that you could just take off because they weren't actually relevant. And it's like each one of the chips is like hand shaved down with a Dremel. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it turns out there's big portions of the NES like PCB and stuff that you didn't need. So yeah, they cut the chips. The chips are less than 7% of their original size by volume area, and fit on a PCB smaller than the. So they like took all the chips off the PCB, like shaved them down and remounted them, and then yeah, it's like the
Bananas.
most. Yeah, it's like the most complicated way of doing that you could think of. But yay.
I'd like it if Nintendo ever like releases the N64 Mini or whatever next miniature console. I'd like it if they referred to them as Tiny Tendos.
That is a great name.
What we got next, Paul?
Modern Warfare 2 is coming
no.
out in October.
Scary.
You may be surprised to hear that because Modern Warfare 2 is a game that also came out like 10 years ago. Because everything is cyclical, I guess. They
haven't put out any more Modern Warfare since then, really?
No, they have. There was Call of Duty. There was Call of Duty. They made a bunch of Call of Duty games, and there was Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and there's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and a bunch of other games and stuff. And then 2 years ago, they were like, Modern Warfare. It's a new game.
Right. They rebooted it.
They rebooted it.
Right. Okay.
And so now
this is the second Modern Warfare 2?
So now we're back around to Modern Warfare 2 again.
Okay.
Is there any kind of like asterisks or like, 2022 or
It's called Call of Duty trademark, Modern Warfare 2 trademark.
Somewhere an archivist is just having a fucking meltdown and they don't know why.
Yeah, I know we get after like Nintendo for making the new 3DS and Apple for making the new iPad, and we all know we can see in the future how that's going to be a bad thing eventually. But
just calling it the same.
This is extra shenanigans.
Yeah, that's way worse.
Earthen One does say you are on your fourth thing called Loading Ready Live. You aren't ones to talk.
Which I would say ourselves for that too.
Yes, that's true. We aren't a multi-billion-dollar corporation. We're allowed to be a little bit more lackadaisical. Hundreds of thousands of people are not consuming our content, although they should be.
To be honest, the big thing is like Modern Warfare. It's annoying that that they like rebooted it, but that's fine. Like they do, like that happens pretty often. It's when the reboot gets a sequel that's also named the same as the previous iteration sequel. Like, so now we're in like a full, somehow that seems worse to me when we're now in like a full new generation of the thing. It's like that wasn't just like a one-off reboot. It's like you had time to come up with a name between now and before. Anyway. Yep. Hitman 2, Hitman 3. Not to be confused with Hitman 2, and Hitman 3.
I mean, I can understand why you want to like drop a number. Like if you've been going on with a series for a long enough time, you don't want to necessarily have a number at the game, because there is this perception with some people that, oh, if it's a sequel, if it's a direct sequel, I have to play the first one, and they would like you to just buy the second game at that point. They don't care if you buy the first one at that point.
If it's good enough for Final Fantasy, it's good enough for Modern Warfare.
I mean, Final Fantasy's on like 16 though, right?
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like they're 16, fine.
But let's not forget that they've done shenanigans too. Final Fantasy 10-2, Final Fantasy 13-3.
Yeah, that's true. But when they come out with a game that's like Final Fantasy 2, it is a remake of the original Final Fantasy 2. It's not just a new game.
Yeah, I actually think that we should quickly get off the slippery slope of praising Square Enix for their like numbering and naming systems, because it's like Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop 4/3 over 72s, right?
I mean, that's the other thing. If they don't give Final Fantasy numbers, then we have to look at what they do with Kingdom Hearts. And do we really want that with the Final Fantasies, which they've also kind of sort of done sometimes?
At least the name is like unique, and you can Google it and know that you have the right name and you have the right game.
Yes, Birth by Sleep. What?
Anyway.
I'm sure that doesn't bring up anything else if you type in the words Birth by Sleep in Google.
As I said in chat, you have to be very careful with your naming conventions. Otherwise, you're going to be making promises you're not meeting. Right?
Yeah. Never-ending Story had that problem.
I mean, that's one series I expect to always have to make more.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's Never-ending Story 2. No other movies.
Didn't they make a third one?
I don't think so. If they did, I did not hear about it. Anyway. There's that Twitter account that's Never-ending Story was in 95. Oh wow.
Yeah, Never-ending Story 3 was a thing. You just didn't
It
notice.
was more never-ending than I thought it was. So that Twitter account, Can You Pet the Dog? Doing important work about video games, whether you can pet the dog in the video game. I don't know if it was like, I don't know if that was like the first iteration of the like very specific looking for a particular thing in a video game Twitter account. Maybe it wasn't, but anyway, there's been a profusion of other ones, and there's a great one that I saw an article about today or a couple days ago called Climbing Stairs in video games. And so it's basically just posting videos and GIFs and things of people climbing stairs in video games. It's one of those really interesting little like things, because stair climbing animation is actually surprisingly difficult. And it tends to be one of those things where like that's where like the cracks in a game engine shows up, or like there'll be, I remember there's tons of games will have like very bad stair climbing, not do it at all, like it's the same as like walking up a ramp, yeah. Or it'll be like really weirdly animated. Like I remember Metal Gear Solid. You can be like running, but then as soon as you get to the staircase, you go like Snake is very careful to step on every single step as he steps up the staircase.
Yeah, I was seeing like I was seeing that account, and it was just like showing a game that I was not really that aware of, and I was like, okay, that looks nice, and like every game dev in the responses was just like weeping, like, how did you do this? This is incredible, and it's just like I never realized this was such a problem for you guys.
Oh, I mean, every piece of if you look at Breath of the Wild's Legend of Zelda, his climbing poses are basically the same everywhere, and it's what makes him able to basically climb all the surfaces he can climb. But a game like Assassin's Creed actually has more uh, complicated animations, especially depending on if there are different objects, which means they have to code in all these different objects of stuff that has to be interacted with in a specific way.
I mean, Assassin's Creed, the first Assassin's Creed game, that was like their big killer tech. I think it was called Puppeteer. Was that it? Like basically the hands and the feet of Altair, the main character. Like it had a whole very complicated artificial intelligence algorithm thing to be like, how do you move to different spots and different things? But
if you haven't seen any of I think it's Dan Floyd who does the New Frame Plus videos. They go into a lot of things like that about the animations and stuff, and they're very good.
Nice. And it's also like there's a very famous Super Mario 64 has a very famous glitch there's like a big long staircase, and there's a big speed running glitch where you can like do a backwards jump onto it, and because you like hit the corner just wrong, you go like with suddenly have infinite speed and go zooming backwards up the staircase and through a wall. It's hilarious. So it's just one of those interesting things where the game engines are really good at doing like flat stuff and curved stuff and those things, but the like you have to climb up a thing and your foot has to touch each stair very precisely is weirdly difficult to do. And there's now a Twitter account that is celebrating that.
I mean, have you tried to go up and down stairs in real life? The stairs vary in sizes around here.
I mean, that's of course you'll notice that in video games, right? Is that all staircases and all ladders and all things that you have to move on will always have the same spacing on them, right? Because they don't want to have different animations for each one.
Let's be real. If all of these places that have staircases are generally where the villains' offices are, and they should make their places more accessible. Just have elevators and ramps.
Yeah,
we don't need to walk upstairs. We can walk up ramps.
I saw a great. I think it was just on Twitter or somewhere where somebody was like, it was the people trying to do like accessibility. I think it's like accessibility level, fixed, and it was just basically a ramp but with the same slope as a staircase. Like it was just the staircase and then a ramp beside it, so it was like a ramp at like 45 degrees.
I think I saw somebody who captioned that, "Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville and welcome to OSHA violations," or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, you seem to have misunderstood the point of the ramp. Anyway.
It's for doing jumps in the winter, right?
Get my skateboard in it.
And then the last story here, Kathleen, you marked this story about the Xbox stuff.
It's a very small story, and during like a employee Q&A, Phil Schiller, the head of Xbox, said that when the Activision Blizzard merger is complete, because they've said they're going to buy it, they've agreed to be bought, but it's being investigated because it's such a big consolidation in the industry. Not that I think American antitrust laws are going to do anything. Like, come on. But it's being investigated. So when they've said that when that deal closes and they actually own Activision, they're going to recognize the Ravensoft employees union. Because as you know, the QA testers department have unionized and voted to unionize. And Activision is, of course, trying to do all sorts of crappy things to fight it and say it's invalid and all that stuff. And but Microsoft has said no, we're going to work with that. And like they had the article on Kotaku actually goes into a bit of background, but like like last year apparently when somebody asked them about that, they said I don't really know much about unions, and apparently it came up again this year. And they said what? And he said I've spent a lot of time with me and some other person, and we've been learning a lot about unions. And apparently they said that they respect and agree with people's rights to unionize and support that, which is cool and good, right? Mm-hmm. So it's all very nice, like it's good. It doesn't really mean anything because they'd be required to by law anyhow because they're based in Washington state, and like it's a good way to get free brownie points on the internet. Well, Microsoft not so evil, right? I guess this is where we're at in discourse now.
I do love Microsoft being like, so we did some research, and do you guys know that there's these things called unions? No, I'm serious. It's like a bunch of employees that like get together and bargain, but it's like collectively bargaining. I know it's blowing my mind. But I mean, it's the thing that's frustrating with the activist. It's like this is it's like 25 people, right?
It's 19 people.
19 people. Like for the so like it's so little skin off their nose to be like, yeah, go for it.
It's the principle of the thing, though. I feel like Activision thinks if they don't fight this, then God, other people might unionize. Well, I don't know. Stop treating your employees so shittily they feel it's their only recourse, right? Stop harassing people and start paying them fairly and compensating them and giving them a path forward to, advancement and raises and shit like that. I don't know. Health benefits? Have you considered not treating your employees like garbage? No?
It's so... Also, I mean, this is kind of interesting in that, like, Microsoft being like, yes, we are totally, we support employees, desire to organize, Raven Software can do what they need to do. But then, like, obviously, Microsoft Xbox is a really big company. And so you can see maybe other people at Xbox are like, oh, really? You do support that? Well, then. So who knows? Maybe something will come of that. But it's. I mean, at this point, I think obviously with the investigation undergoing, Microsoft is probably wanting to be on their best behavior. Like, things will be so much better when we come.
I mean, when they're currently being investigated to like let this merger occur, letting slip things like, oh yes, we're totally going to ignore our legal obligations to recognize this union's probably not a great thing to be going out and saying.
Oh, we can't wait until this merger is over. Then we can crush people. Be nice to people.
Yeah, I do. Evil Badman in the chat says that lots of MS and Xbox is just vendors or contractors, not actually employees. And I want to point that out because, like, we had that story about Nintendo contractors being treated terribly, and you will see stories about Reggie saying things like, "Oh, it wasn't like that," or people saying things like, "Well, we don't treat our employees badly," and it's like. That phrasing of
asterisks.
Employees means they're not talking about contractors most of the time.
That's sort of like almost like a different level, right? It's like, it's like, there's unionizing the employees to get them all working together. But then there's also that a bunch of people who should be employees are not employees.
And because they're not employees are not allowed to join the union as well.
Mm-hmm. Or they have to do like I know.
They have to join a separate union
thing.
Because you can have contractor unions.
Yes.
But being a contractor adds this extra in a lot of spaces, especially in the Nintendo one, adds this extra company that those people actually work for through to Nintendo.
Right, and then the company
wherever.
is like we all those the terrible working conditions. Oh man, that's really bad. We will get mad at the company that hired those people.
Yeah,
And
let's-
I guess
Which is
us
not
for
us.
telling them to,
yeah, and let's
for
not
telling them
forget
this is how much budget they're allowed.
there are a lot of state laws and stuff that they are also they're following, because otherwise they'd have to make people employees, whichever side you agree on whether or not that should be allowed is a problem at state level as well.
Anyway, I think that was all the particular news, video game related type news that thought was interesting to talk about this week.
Does that mean it's Morbin time?
You want to be Morbin time?
Watch out! We're gonna morb. This is not video game
It's-
news.
Do we need? Can we?
Is
we
it
Morbin
lesson
on
time
three
or
people?
Morbin time? That's the question.
I
Can
don't
you-
get this at all.
Can,
Says
yeah, can you
Nudie
explain
Nudes.
Morbin time?
Okay. So, average bad movie Morbius has suddenly become quite mimetically popular. So, if you see anything, I've seen a lot of Spy Family. Watch out! I'm gonna morb.
So not
I
the
don't know
anime,
why.
just
It's-
like the term Spy Family.
I-
Yeah.
People just find the word like, well, there's like, it's like, find it. It would be hilarious if Morbius had the catchphrase "It's Morbin time," and then the word Morbin is just really funny. So that has become. a
Yeah,
meme.
it's got it sort of sounds like, uniquely, I think, amusing. It's got good mouthfeel, right? Morb, right? Wrong, but fun. Yeah. Also, as Evil Badman points out, someone was showing Morbius on Twitch for a ridiculous amount of time yesterday, and I will note that, and that other people noted this. I'm just noting what other people noted, that stream did not get taken offline until the movie had finished.
Did they do it for like 20 hours? Like, I think they looped it a couple times.
They looped it a few times, but like they didn't take it down in the middle of the movie, which I thought was very polite of those Twitch admins.
I'll take it down after.
Yeah, all right, we're on the credits. Okay, banned.
But people won't see the post-credits sequence.
Not every movie has a post-credit sequence. Not even in
Morbius
today's
has two.
modern.
Oh, I haven't seen them yet because I haven't been watching any of the tiny 240 pixel gifs on Discord.
Oh, is this to emulate the back in time real player experience we all used to have?
I think so. The mod assigned hadn't actually seen it yet, says my Andrew.
Anyway,
Should we be morbing on?
let's morb on and see what's coming up on the channel. Because tonight, Friday Night Paper Fight, going to be playing Jumpstart, which is the we're going to be Paper Jumpstart, and that's where you just take two of these cool Jumpstart packs, which like are themed packs, and you shove them together, throw some land in there, and go. So
Oh, cool.
It's,
I didn't know that was a paper format. I thought that was just in Arena.
It's a paper format that, guess when it came out?
Oh no.
Yeah, it wasn't the best
Yeah.
time to launch a paper format.
But
So but that should be super cool because we've had the packs for a long time and we never got to actually use them.
I do remember Graham buying them like right before the Pandini. Oh, these will be handy.
Yep.
Well, we get to everything eventually.
Yeah. And then earlier this year, Ben was like, Jumpstart.
And then tomorrow, Corey is back with more Horizon Forbidden West. I don't know how she's doing on that, but she's got to be pretty
I think
far
she's
west at this
in
point.
the West now, based on conversations I've had with her. I don't know how she got in, but I think she's in there now.
All right.
She does look like she knew where she was going. Walk purposefully. People won't stop you.
And then tomorrow evening, it is Loading Ready Live. What's going to happen? Something, because it's
We'll
live.
figure it out.
That's going on tomorrow at 6. Sunday, it's more Horizon Forbidden West, followed by Soundfall on Rhythm Cafe. Ooh. Is that a big tentacle?
That might be a wave.
Ah.
That makes sense.
It could be both.
Is
It's
this
a game that recently came out for the Switch. I think I'm gonna see if we can get the Steam version because I think it just came out a couple weeks back.
And then it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I think this will be the final. Is this your card for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel? I don't know what game Wheeler will be on to next month, but got to get the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fix in. And then on Monday, it's the Can't Draw Horses Club. Corey and friends are going to be drawing some things that might be horses. And it's Crossing the Streams on later on Monday, which is, I don't know what the game is.
I don't remember.
I could probably look it up, but I won't.
I don't think I'm on it, so I didn't have to pay attention.
Be surprised.
Like the rest of us.
Yeah. When James posts the weekly thing. We have access to like a spreadsheet, which definitely tells us this, and I definitely never look at it.
I sometimes, if I'm being like, I need to make a little bit of a forecast into the month of like, can I have time to do another thing? I will go look at it, but most of the time I don't.
Ooh, I think Snidius might be right that it's Gang Beasts. That sounds familiar.
Oh, it
to
is
me.
Gang Beasts. That does sound familiar to me too.
And also, Amethyst saying that they're going to be on with Corey doing makeup and body paint on Can't Draw
Ooh,
Horses
that's
Club.
cool.
You're gonna can't draw a horse on the body.
Can't draw a horse on your face.
Shouldn't draw a horse on your face. But
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about shouldn't. I think that's a question they have to answer by trying.
Let's thank all the awesome people who subscribed during the stream. Starting with Odyssey of Odd Ducks for 30 months.
And Lady D Cat, who's been here for 11 months.
Baron Von popping off for 59 months.
Sisyphus Mouse for 31 months.
Google Tudoris. You've been here for 4 months. Thank you.
Senshi Sun for 25 months.
And Gap Filler sneaking in there at the end of the list. And 3 4/5 with those 69 bits. Thank you very much.
Oh, wait. Yeah,
I
we
see
had
a gift
2.
from Demon Fire.
And L. Coggins snuck in
Ooh.
for 3 years in a row.
Nice. Thank you.
So,
Thank you to everybody for subscribing. Thank you for joining us.
thank you for letting me do this remotely.
It was good to see you.
And we will talk to all y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.